Hey everyone, my name is Pupsker, and today we're doing the First Descendant Ultimate Beginner's Guide, going over everything in the game possible, and talking about it, tips and tricks, etc. and so forth. So of course, if you have anything you want to ask, go ahead in the comments below, but let's get to it. Starting off in the First Descendant, you land in Albion. This is your main hub area. Hit M, or whatever, to get to the general menu, G to get to the world map. The objective of the game starting off is looter, shooter, power fantasy. Level up your characters, descendants, level up your weapons, and play through the story mode, play through the hard mode, unlock all of the bosses, and then you're good to go. Level up your descendants, max level is 40. Get higher level weapons, I believe max level is 100, and then mod it up and increase their power levels. Void Intercept battles and normal Void Intercept battles, those are bosses. Fight bosses, go to bosses. It shows you what they're weak against. Weak against means build that to do damage. Very strong means that they resist that. So it tells you what damage the boss does. So it tells you what sort of thing you need to build, such as cold resistance. It tells you what linked amorphous material is with the boss. This is the item that you open up by fighting the boss, and it tells you all of the drop percents, etc. and so forth. So that's the combat of the game. It's bossing, running around here, farming missions, looking around, and fighting enemies. Each descendant has 4 abilities, an ultimate abilities, the 4th one, and a passive. In order to build up weapons for more damage, you mod them up. Stuff like attack, firearm attack, crit, etc. and so forth. It's a big game, right? So when you get into the game, the first thing you're probably going to want to do is slowly play through it. Always equip higher level guns. The DPS will generally be higher, so you'll always be swapping out guns and your reactors and external components pretty much constantly. Just go over and equip one's higher level and a just higher boost, essentially. For guns, just try to equip higher level guns and guns with higher DPS. You can re-roll the substats on purple and ultimate guns. These are ultimate guns. Do not get rid of ultimate guns on weapons and descendants. Don't get rid of them. These are the unique ones. You'll want to keep those. You can put them in your storage over here if you want to. So, yeah. You'll slowly unlock the game as you go through each area. Running the main quest teaches you the entire game, so as long as you pay attention, you should have a generally good understanding of what's going on. But a lot of people do skip dialogue, so a lot of people are confused on how to do certain things. But as you play through the missions, you'll be good to go. There's a ton of different mission types. It tells you what each mission drops. And there's also these sort of void fusion reactor missions and these void fragment missions. These missions can only be opened up by certain skills, and it tells you this one is a non-attribute, destructible only by skill, so you have to run it with a descendant with a non-attribute skill. So it's kind of like a niche open world area fight where you can get some loot in order to then run the void fusion reactor, and that is to get some more other loot. So a lot of missions and loot farms. There's, once you complete the entire area, a defense mission here. If we go to the left area here, this right here is the infiltration operations terminal. It's essentially where you can go replay some story quest missions, and you can just go there and farm it. You can also, as you can see, you get loot for doing it. Some of these you'll want to farm multiple times later on to get loot, such as the amorphous materials, one there, maybe some shape stabilizer, maybe the mods here like long distance maneuvering. You might want to do that later on, so that's what these missions are here for. These are the story missions. You've ran them once before, once they've unlocked here, and you just rerun them to farm up some loot. I'm going to have to farm up some loot and rerun these. This game is a looter shooter. You are essentially playing with numbers. You're always hoping something's going to drop, but there's a chance it might not. There's a lot of descendants that are 20% drop chance items, and people have gone hours without getting those, right? And there's also descendant parts that are like 3% drop chance. So it is a looter shooter as it can be. So that's where you re-unlock and can farm those missions. Over here, Special Operation Terminal. This is an area where you can farm, again, missions, but they drop gold, amorphous material, shape stabilizer. This, in Kingston, you need to unlock the entire area to unlock this. This First Defense in Kingston, for now at least, seems to be one of the best experience farms for weapon proficiency, which is like weapon mastery rank level, and mastery rank is your account level. I'll slowly go over and talk about everything. It's going to be chaos. So this defense mission seems to be one of the best leveling spots right now, at least early on in the game. So if you're ever stuck and you need some levels or anything like that, quickly run there. But this is where you can find a good array of missions. They get you good loot. You can farm them for a long time, and I believe you can farm them until you fail, and you'll get all the loot that you got, and it'll just eventually kick you out when you fail. So nice. That's just the hub area over here. Over here is the mastery rank section of Prime Hands. Mastery rank is your account level. You can hit I and click it right here. Mastery rank gives you essentially slots and more ability for loot, like tracking count, slots, consumables, equipment, weapon modules, descendant modules. The descendant and weapon module capacity is the most important. Weapon capacity and module, capacity increase is essentially you can have stronger mods, more mods, and you can increase your damage, defenses, etc., and so forth. By the time you're mastery rank 30, which is the end of it right now, you will have a descendant and weapon capacity of 50. It's a huge mess. Weapons, you have your mastery rank level. This is your descendant level. The weapon level in the bottom left. The proficiency level, which is the mastery rank level equivalent, is right there on that section. You can see all of the gun stats. Here are the modules, the module capacities, the module socket types, and eventually you should be able to throw on an item so that you can match socket types to sockets, and then it costs less, such as on my Descendant, I have my polygenic antibody, it matches up with this tile, and that is what I have on right there. Or Technician, and this one, it's a triple slash. You see it costs 3 here, costs 6 here, so it halves the price. So there's stuff you can do there to make things cost a little bit less, etc. and so forth. So yeah, that's the early game there. This is where you go to upgrade your mastery rank up, Prime Hands, and it tells you what sort of boost you get from the fast mastery rank increase. Tracking count increase, shape stabilizer inventory, consumable inventory, storage slots, so forth. So that's the first little area there. We're quickly just gonna go through the entirety of these areas. This dude right here, you talk to him for some quests here and there, but you can go to the map or you can talk to him to go to Void Intercept battles. We already talked about these. These are the end game, mid game, early game bosses in the game. Tells you what they're weak and strong against, their attack type, their resistance it recommends. If you have linked amorphous material, you need to have these materials, fight the boss, kill the boss to open the amorphous pattern. Some people didn't realize this. It's essentially relics in Warframe type of deal, if you want to think of it like that. Run mission, open the item, get item from item. So yeah, it's pretty common stuff. Tells you resistance, strengths, weaknesses of all of the bosses here. So if you want to ever build, if you're having troubles fighting a boss, build for its weakness and then defensively build for its attack, depending on what issues you are having. So it's a little boss guy there. Not too bad. There's surprisingly nothing down here other than people to talk to for quest stuff, so it's just kind of like a casual little area. This is a quest robot who gives you little tutorial guide quests, so when you talk to this guy, pay attention to what he's saying. The text goes by really fast for some reason, and it doesn't manually let you click through it, so it's a little annoying, but the quests that guy gives are always tutorial quests, so pay attention to them, okay? This is a beginner's guide, tips and tricks video. We're going over everything in a little chaotic fashion, right? This is your storage box. You have one here and on the other place. Always keep ultimate guns. There are a ton of them. Ultimate guns eat your other ultimate guns, or I should say, you need 5 ultimate guns in total to max out your ultimate gun. Because the ultimate gun has a unique ability, and it eats the same gun in order to upgrade it to rank 1, 2, 3, 4. So you will need 5 ultimate guns in total to max out your ultimate gun's unique ability. Just FYI. For example, this is my Thunder Cage. Its unique ability is little reload time modifier and electric shockwave AoE. So it has a little AoE electric shockwave. As you upgrade it and eat more, as you can see, it's level 1. This will get better. The reload time modifier will slowly go away, and yeah, it'll get stronger and stronger, and the trigger rate will go up, the radius and damage goes up, something like that. So do not get rid of your ultimate weapons, put them in your storage, and then level them up later. This is the area where we get to more systems. This is where you can purchase equipment and then sell equipment. Pretty much useless in the game. You can technically buy guns and modules in order to dismantle them from him. It's just a waste of time and I wouldn't recommend it. You can also sell guns and reactors and equipment to this person. It's just, I wouldn't recommend it, at least early game, mid game. It doesn't seem worth it. Instead, go to your weapons and junk all of your weapons. You want to hold shift to designate all as junk and then dismantle your junk. You want to dismantle your equipment for building materials. Make sure you're not dismantling anything good. It won't auto dismantle any ultimate weapons, so you're good there. But of course, pay attention, okay? Pay attention. 1 amorphous material per boss. Get farming. Sometimes if you have 30 amorphous material for a boss, you'll have to run that boss 30 times if you want to open every amorphous material. Yeah, obviously, fight the boss to open the weapon and level it up. So, yeah, junk everything, demolish everything, do not sell it to the weapon person. This is the workbench. This is where you can level up your weapons. This is weapon level transmission. What it essentially does is you click on a weapon, this weapon will then eat a higher level weapon and steal its weapon level. So I will use, let's say I click on a level 1 weapon, and then I use a level 50 weapon to level that original level 1 weapon up to level 50. That's how you level up your ultimate weapons. You go find a high level fodder item, and then you make your ultimate weapon, or whatever you want to level up, eat that with a special item that you craft, and then it's that level. That easy, the DPS goes up and you're good to go. So weapon leveling is very easy. This is weapon readjustment. This is the gotcha system, one of many in the game. Click on a weapon. You can re-roll the weapon's secondary options. You might notice firearm attack seems pretty good. Chill attack seems pretty good. Rounds per magazine, not terrible. You know, it gives you more damage overall a little bit. But you can reload and re-roll these with items called adjustment control axes. So you'll have to build a lot of these to re-roll your weapons, and you will eventually do that. But it's not worth it early on in the game too much. It has more stuff such as enhance unique ability. This is where you can choose your ultimate weapons to eat another of the same ultimate weapon to increase the unique ability. So do it at the workbench. And then the reactor enhancement, very simply, I have reactor. I use reactor, I upgrade reactor, and it gives it a little boost. It's going to matter more late game, but hey. And you build these things, which are ionic accelerators, and there's also higher level accelerators. You build those at the Magister over there, and we're going to go over her shortly. Normal stuff there, another mailbox. This, you get a little tutorial. This is a training facility. Enter the laboratory. You go there to test weapons and spawn enemies. It's just a testing facility. It's very useful. If you play Warframe, it's a simulacrum. And if you don't play Warframe, it's a testing training facility type of deal. This is your research area. This is where you build everything. You can build 5 things at once. I'm building 3 things. It caps out at 5. You can click it, and then you can spend money to accelerate the research cost, but hey. Oh yeah, daily reminder, subscribe, like if, the video's helping. Check out all the socials, and you can use Nexon First Descendant creator code Pupsker 8809 if you ever buy anything in the game to help out. So this is your research institution. It's where you build everything to do everything. It's where you build ultimate weapons. It's where you build descendants. It's where you build ultimate descendants. It's where you build random items to build and use other things. So this is your building spot. This is where you build. everything in the game, okay? It will eventually probably be a pain in the butt, and you will eventually get time gate capped, but hey, it is what it is. This is the item, Energy Activator. This is what you build in order to double your module capacity on weapons and Descendants. You're gonna eventually need to build a ton of these. They're really hard to farm up because of, as you can see, all of the items required for it. Because this item, it drops from a lot of places at like a 1% drop rate or 3% drop rate. So this is the ultimate farm increase boost right here. And it's going to take a long time to do that. Crystallization Catalyst works as, in Warframe, we would call this a forma. A catalyst with a property of absorbing and crystallizing various energy sources resets the target's level and can be used to assign socket types to modules upon use. That is what reduced my mod cost by half if it matches the socket type. It takes a long time to farm these up as well. You'll eventually get there in the game, but it takes a lot of time. So you'll eventually want to farm up a lot of these and a lot of these. But again, in due time, this is a looter shooter farming game. You can always check on how to farm something by clicking on it, scrolling over it, and hitting F for acquisition info. I need this King's Guard Lance synthetic fiber. I hit F, it shows me everywhere I can farm it. These aren't unlocked yet, and that's why it's grayed out. These are unlocked yet. I click on it. It tells me, go here, idiot. I click on it. It's like, AO, dummy, right there. Boom. That is how you check. And also Alt, scroll. It shows you all the loot drops, right? Not bad. Not bad. That's how you get all the loot off that. So if you ever need to know how to find and farm something, let's say Ultimate Bunny, the best character in the game for obvious reasons, her helmet. You go over it. You click this. How do I get the Ultimate Bunny code? Oh, it's from Hanged Man, Obstructor, and this mission that I can't even run yet. Okay, I can't farm Ultimate Bunny yet. Sucks. What about the Spiral Catalyst? Oh, in order to get that, I need all these parts that I haven't farmed up at all, and I need the Ultimate Bunny Spiral Catalyst Blueprint. Well, how do I get that? You hit F, and then you see it drops from the Executioner through the Amorphous Material Pattern 17. How do I get the Amorphous Material Pattern 17? Oh, run Vesper Normal the Shelter. Okay, so then you farm up this, and it can drop all of that. So it's a farm game. You farm this to farm that, to farm this to farm that, to slowly farm up more stuff, to do more damage, to farm up more stuff, right? To unlock the game, do more story, fight more bosses, and farm up more stuff. So it is a looter shooter farm game. That is the gist of the game. You loot, you shoot, you farm. This is the last NPC we're going to really talk about before we go into the open area and quickly run around and take a look at things. His name is Cillian. This is where you enhance modules, dismantle modules, and combine modules once you hit, I think, rank 9 or something. This takes 4 modules, combines them into a random module. Might be worth doing more early mid-game. It's not that expensive. What you'll want to do is sort by quantity, wait till you have a ton of repeat mods, and then garbage dump all of the repeat mods into trying to find new mods. It's not actually that expensive, so try it out and you might get lucky and get new mods. Dismantle mods. This is where you hold shift. It dismantles all your mods for Cooper shards, which are used to upgrade your mods. Okay, normal stuff there. Last but not least, we have enhance modules. This is where the magic happens. It's a nice game. It shows you what you have equipped already on your Descendants, on your weapons. You click on the thing. It tells you how much Cooper, how much gold you need, the buff. You click upgrade. Pretty simple stuff. It shows you the module capacity if you can afford to even upgrade it. It shows you all of that, so it's nothing too terrible. And then you decide if you want to upgrade it or not. There's the cost, there's everything. It shows you all of the before afters. Mods in this game are one of those things where it seems like you're going to want to max out mods one by one. Do a little bit of upgrading like this to get a little boost, but it's weird. The module capacity is pretty low. So it just seems like you're going to want to upgrade a lot of mods at a low amount. So like I'll upgrade 1, 2, 3 of these at a time to max level because I could probably not even afford to upgrade a 4th. So yeah, modding in the game is pretty normal. Descendants, right? Shield is shield, HP is HP, attribute resistance, attribute resistance. For guns, like firearm critical hit damage is just that. Critical hit rate is crit hit rate. Damage adds elemental damage. Damage is damage. So read the mods, read what it does, and make sure you kind of understand if it's a buff or not. Because mods can give you buffs, but also debuffs. Because if a mod gives you debuffs, it will mod something else incredibly highly. So yeah, that's just kind of how that goes. That's just kind of how that goes. So that's the last little shoppy dude there. You have Caliber, which is your premium currency. You have an entire shop. You can earn everything in-game. You do not have to buy any Descendants. The only thing you really have to buy eventually, in theory, is going to be Descendant slots and inventory slots. You don't have to buy any of these. You can buy skins, but yeah, you don't have to buy anything. But people are freaking out because it is expensive. There is a battle pass. Battle pass, if you do want to buy anything, is best value for sure. It has a bonus shop with skins. It has the bonus shop down here with items. And it has the battle pass itself, free stuff, paid stuff. You buy the battle pass with premium currency. It costs 500 caliber. You get 300 caliber back from the from the battle pass, and you know, that's not bad. So it's not terrible value. And if you want to be a value purchaser, this is what you're going to want to go for. You get a lot of loot from it, so not too bad. Customization, it's where you can customize, throw skins and paints on anything. You can't paint default stuff, sorry to tell you. Yeah, you can't paint default stuff. Instead, you can throw on pizza. Nice. You can throw on pizza. And yeah, you can paint, do all that. Grappling hook, weapons, spawn. It's where you can customize all your stuff. I don't have anything for grappling hook, UI theme, right? Name card, emotes. It's where you can customize all your stuff there. So, fun stuff there. Your inventory, like before, just look at everything. This is where you can purchase more slots. If you need more Descendant slots, it'll be over here. You can look at all Descendants, get all the info, look at all of their abilities, scroll through them. You can buy them. I wouldn't bother, but hey. And this is where you can go through each Descendant. If you like the vibe of them, be like, oh, sweet. Wow, this Descendant looks really good.
Are you?
Wow.
Ready to be
That's really good.
shot?
Wow, what a good Descendant. Seems like a strong one, so. Either way, not bad. Not bad. We got that. Oh, we got Glay.
My beloved daughter died.
So yeah, that's where you look through that. You have a ton of consumables. These are essentially just inventory items. Eventually, you might need to increase your inventory slots here, and that makes me sad. So there's a lot of inventory slots you might actually eventually need to buy if you get capped out, if you play the game long enough. And that sucks. So annoying for sure. But hey, that's the base menu there. This menu is pretty good, right? Quest stuff is all pretty normal. Bunny required. I have to play as Bunny to do the quest. All normal stuff, right? Track your quests, run the quests. Not bad, not bad. Pretty much tells you where to do anything. You get a free energy activator for hitting level 40 with a Descendant. So the energy activator, it's going to be your one freebie. If you use this on someone, it should probably be your main Descendant. So make sure you pay attention on who you use this on. Because if not, you might have a bad time. Because it's going to be such a massive increase boost to that Descendant that you need to pay attention to that. Socials, map, access info, journal. This is just awards and records where you just click through things, look through old records, right? Okay. Oh, 2 total free items through the whole story. Okay, you get 2 of these for free, but be very careful what you use them on. Okay. Access info is where you can both track things to farm and just look at info. You can click through Descendants, click on where to farm anything. You can turn tracking on, and you can hit F for acquisition info. So yeah, you can track anything in the game. Very easy to farm, right? Just hit, oh, where do I get that? Here's where you get that. Where do I get this? Here's where you get this. Where do I get that? Pay attention. Just if there's something you need, look for it in the access info, and then click on the ability or items to find out where to farm it, right? Amorphous material, I want that one. Where do I farm it? Oh, I farm it in that stone. So pay attention. Click on things. Make sure you like notice the little pop-up windows. And yeah, it's very easy. The access info screen is very good. It gives you a ton of where to farm info. So a lot of like farming guides aren't super necessary for this game, in my personal opinion. I might make a handful of them just casually still, but it's very easy on how to farm things. So this game, while it falls behind in Warframe in many regards, this is the one thing it without a doubt does way better than Warframe. It is so much easier to find out where the fuck I can farm anything in the game, and this is actually eons ahead of how Warframe does it, which is just like slam your dick against the wall and use Google. Warframe don't give a shit. Warframe has a codex. It works okay, but it works nowhere near this good. So yeah, this is like ideal how to get loot. You just click on it, acquisition info, run any of these, cool. What about that? Run any, yeah. It's so much better. Pretty good, pretty good. And if there's something Warframe could do better from this game, this would be it, so. Yep. Unfortunate. That's the general TLDR beginner's guide for the base areas. If there's any questions, make sure to ask them and answer them in chat. There's all my boosts up there. Gold, Cooper shards, caliber, right? You can always hit your question marks. The guides in-game are always pretty good as well. You have different slot loadouts you can do for weapons, stuff like that. You can purchase more loadout slots. I'm not gonna do that, but hey. There's only one other thing I want to really go over. Open areas like this, and some of the areas have, God, what are they called? There are hidden chests in the game. Yeah, like hidden vaults, they call it. And in these vaults, you can get lovely, lovely loot. And there's a lot of areas in which I think there was a vault. I'm just trying to remember where it was and where I ended up farming it. Yeah, I think there is a vault item right over here. These vaults are in-game. You can farm up a lot of resources in the open world, like I said before, right? So when running around the open world, you can only swap out your Descendant in the base area, like the outpost hubs, but you can always swap out your gear, mods, and items at will. Okay, when running into the open area, remember you can hit shift to do a little tracker thing. This shows you where enemies are, or sorry, tab. It's tab, not shift. This shows you where enemies are. This shows you where items are. And that's kind of important if you're item farming, right? You can hear, oh, munitions are here. There's another thing this does. Listen to hear a beep. There's no beep, right? What about if I look over here? There was a beep. Listen for this. It's not a beep, but okay, it's a little finicky. It's definitely a little finicky because I wanted to show off the elite vault that's over here. Ooh, please tell me it's actually open right now. Yeah, there it is. So if you're looking at an elite vault, it beeps. This is such a weird, and yeah, that's just loot, right? This is such a weird mechanic that I had to go over it in the beginner guide because people were asking about it. So you hear that little beep, that bing. That is how you know you're walking in the right direction for a vault. Oh, where's this? A vault. This spawns, these are, I think, guaranteed spawns. There was a quest for it, that's why I'm bringing it up. This one's just in this area in Agna Desert. These are little loot caches. So, you see here, it's louder when I get closer. That little burm, 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 burm. Nice. These are loot caches. You run it for loot. And these are just more resources. Munitions, right? Get more resources, because you're gonna eventually need a lot of resources to build stuff. So this is the little elite vault, whatever, and you have to use an ultra precision code analyzer. So use an item to open it up, and then it gives you a little mini game. Hit the thing within the thing, and that's how you get loot. Oh shit. An issue is it's kind of hard sometimes. So, a skill issue. And then once you get the loot, oh shit. No! I didn't get the loot. So, I screwed it up. It's angry at me. I don't get the loot. That one was a hard one, technically. That was like hard mode one. No. And now I don't have enough ultra precision code analyzers to open them. You need a consumable to actually open it. They were like the little ball items. I don't know. These things, the code analyzers. These are what you need to use to open encrypted vaults. And you can hit F and you can see that they just drop from a ton of areas. So if you ever need to farm encrypted vaults for resources, just remember you need code analyzers. I know there's a quest for that. So, hey, very important. So that's everything I really wanted to talk about for the Ultimate Beginner's Guide for the First Descendant. Other than that, though, I should say, like, remember early on, it's very important to build your Descendants so they don't die. HP is good, defense is good, shield is good for general defenses, and attribute resistances, as we were talking about before. These are really good defenses. Building the melee over here, this increases your module capacity, so upgrade this one, and the game gives you a skill module one too. I just don't have any skill modules yet, so yeah, remember to upgrade your defenses. I think your defense percent works with your shield and HP, and it stacks with like attribute resistance. You can have max 80% damage reduction in total, but it's hard to tell exactly how that's calculated. So I don't know where I would look to see how I actually know if I have 80% damage reduction or not. The game doesn't really tell you that, but it tells you that 80% is max. So it's a little weird, but that's everything there. If you have questions, ask them. And if you know answers, answer them. So thank you all for watching, subbing, liking. You can use the First Descendant creator code, Nexon creator code, Pupsker8809 to support the channel. But really, just liking, subbing, following along to any of the socials helps. So thank you all so much. Cheers.